Hi, I'm Rae with RaeRae of Light Yoga. So glad you could make it to our practice today. We're going to begin in a mountain pose, Tadasana, with our feet hip-width distance apart, shoulders back, collarbones smiling, beginning to do a breathing, standing meditation, body scan. So let's inhale, filling from the low belly to the ribs and then the chest. Inhaling, filling all the way up. Exhaling. 2 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last one, inhaling. Exhaling. And coming on to our mats today, beginning our body scan, just inhaling, filling up, exhaling, beginning in the forehead, feel that trickle down your cheeks to the chin, breathing in, breathing out. Releasing any tension in the head or the neck, continuing down the shoulders, inhaling, exhaling, releasing any tension in the shoulders or the arms. Continuing down to the abdomen, inhaling, exhaling, releasing any restriction in the abdomen. Inhaling, scanning down to the waist, the lumbar and the glutes, exhaling, releasing, continuing down to the tops of the legs, inhaling, releasing the glutes and the hamstrings, exhaling. Inhaling, down the legs, releasing any restriction in the legs. Continuing down to the ankles, inhaling, releasing any tension in the ankles. Inhaling, down to the feet, releasing any tightness or restriction in the feet. Let's inhale one more time. Exhaling. Beginning our sun salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. Turning to the top of our mats, again in Tadasana pose, our eyes are on the horizon, we're standing tall, shoulders are externally rotated, collarbones are smiling, firmly planting the feet at the top of our mat as we generously bend the knees, externally rotate the shoulders, circle sweeping arms up, inhaling, to upward salute, prayer hands, exhaling into our forward fold Uttanasana. Hands behind the ankles, exhaling down, head between the knees are bent. Inhaling up, placing the hands on the shins for figure 7, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, planting hands down. We're stepping back into a modified chaturanga. Exhaling, knees and chin down to the mat. Elbows are scraping the ribs for our baby cobra pose. Planting the low body on the mat. Tops of feet are pressed into the mat. Fingertips are below the shoulders. We're rooting to rise. Baby cobra, little to no weight is in the hands. Inhaling up. Exhaling, we're Planting our hands, curling our toes, bending our knees, coming up into our downward facing dog, pedaling it out, shaking the head no, nodding the head yes to relieve the cervical. 2 more breaths here in your upside down V formation, your Adho Mukha Savasana. 1 more breath here. And spy between the hands. You can walk or step to the top of the mat, inhaling up for your half lift, pulling that belly in, feeling that dynamic tension in the abdomen. Exhaling, releasing the tension, forward fold, Uttanasana, head between the knees. Externally rotating the shoulders, circle sweeping up, inhaling, exhaling down into our Surya A. Completed your first sun salutation. Again, let's begin in our Tadasana pose for our Surya A with our Chaturanga up dog. Standing in our Tadasana pose at the top of our mat. We're inhaling, externally rotating shoulders, circle sweeping up. Prayer hands, exhaling, forward fold. In the ankles. Inhaling up. Half lift, pulling the belly in, eyes are at the top of the mat. So we exhale, we plant the hands and step back into our full Chaturanga. The wrists and shoulders are aligned, the ankles and hips are aligned. Exhaling down into our full Chaturanga. Flipping the feet, inhaling up into upward dog. Chin is neutral. Exhaling back into our downward facing dog. Again, releasing that tension that you've built up in your body by shaking the head no, nodding the head yes. 2 more breaths here. Last breath here. On your next inhale, spy between the hands, step or walk with the other foot to the top of the mat. Inhaling up for half lift, pulling that belly in. Exhaling, hands behind the ankles, folding forward, Uttanasana. Externally rotating the shoulders, circle sweeping arms up. Exhaling into our Surya A. Let's have a little spin here to cool down. Adjust my microphone. Just releasing all that tension that we just built up in our body. Sun salutations are amazing to warm up the body, to get the blood moving, increase circulation through all the systems in the body. Okay, we've come back to the top of our mat for our Surya C, Surya Namaskar C, sun salutations with lunge. Again, we always start in Tadasana at the top of our mat with our shoulders back, our eyes on the horizon, pulling the belly in, slightly tucking the tail. Again, externally rotating the shoulders, generously bending knees, circle sweeping up, inhaling, exhaling, prayer hands down to our forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling up for half lift, pulling that belly in. Plant the hands, stepping back with the left foot for right lunge, Anjaneyasana lunge. Gently place that left knee on the mat. If you need a blanket or some type of padding, it's a great idea to put it there and find your ease. We're on our peace fingers here. Our gaze is to the horizon. We're shining the heart forward, inhaling the hands up into prayer for 3 breaths here in our Anjaneyasana lunge. One more breath. On your exhale, place the hands on the mat. Become active in that back foot. Step back into our chaturanga. Again, we're going to exhale down to our flipping our feet into up dog. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Release the cervical. 2 more breaths here. Last breath here. On your next inhale, spy between the hands, step with the left foot for left lunge. Again, carefully placing the other foot on the mat. The right knee, we're gently placing it there, using a padding or blanket if you wish. Coming onto the peace fingers, shining the heart forward, coming up into our prayer hands for 3 breaths here in our Anjaneyasana lunge, Surya C. One more breath here. Exhale those hands down. Become active in that back foot. Inhaling, stepping forward. Inhaling up for a half lift. Pull that belly in. Exhaling, forward fold. Externally rotating the shoulders. Circle sweeping arms up. For our other half of our Surya C, exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling up for half lift. Plant the hands. Step back with the right for left lunge. Again, coming onto the peace fingers and the prayer hands. 3 breaths here. The thumbs are at the sternum. Sinking into the hips. Pull that low belly in to protect the back. One more breath here. Exhaling, hands down. Again, stepping back into our Chaturanga Dandasana. Exhaling down for our Vinyasa flow. Inhaling up, up dog. Exhaling back into downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, spy between the hands, step with the right for right lunge. Again, carefully placing that left knee on the mat gently. Coming into our prayer hands, shining our heart. Last breath here, feel your heart beat. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Becoming active in that back foot, walking or stepping forward. Inhaling up to half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling, forward fold. Externally rotating shoulders, circle sweeping up. To prayer, exhaling, hands down. And then a few spins for our finishing up our Surya C. Good job, yogis. Let's come down onto our mats. Triangling the knees, big toes are touching. To our child's pose for 3 breaths, our balasana. Extending the arms out. The glutes and the heels are touching. Knees are spread wide. Triangle the arms a little bit to keep the lats away from the ears. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, come up onto the palms. Roll over the ankles, coming onto our backs. Coming into an Apanasana pose, knees to chest, squeezing the knees to the chest. Feeling that pinch in your psoas muscle there at the top of the thigh. 2 more breaths here. Just cooling down. Releasing the legs. Cactusing the arms for windshield wipers. Just dropping the legs one direction, chin the opposite direction. Single breath. Back to center. Let's extend our legs out for our Shavasana pose today. Find your ease, maybe with a bolster under your shins or a block under your shins, just to help your back to find a little more relaxation. Legs should be about 20 inches apart. Hands should be about 10 inches from the body. Shavasana. Just letting the outside world go. Sinking into your Shavasana pose. Thank you so much for coming today, yogis. The divine light in me sees and honors the divine light in you. Namaste.